Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the afternoon live session. Thank you for joining again. Welcome back to everyone who was on the morning session. We have Shark, Jr., Shalor, Richard, Simon. Mystery Train London. Yeah, Shaloria. So far, it has been a relatively tight range. A lot of that has to do with there's no news today, no high impact news. So there's just not a lot of impulse happening. But I'm looking, maybe let me get back to the 5 minute and just kind of look at the overall range here. Yep. So pretty much the morning session, we had trade into the fair value gap above, which then pushed price lower to close in the new week opening gap, which was created at Sunday's opening. And then from there, we just kind of traded in the middle of the range. So as we head into the afternoon and we're looking at where price may want to go, just be careful that you're not overextending yourself or reaching for a situation that may not be in front of you. Like if price continues to trade in this range here, then I likely may not take an entry this afternoon. I took an entry this morning already and have a winning trade. So for me, that's if I don't see an A plus setup this afternoon, then I won't take one. I'll stick to what I had from this morning. But we may get something actually. So I'm still optimistic about the afternoon session, even though there's no high impact news. We do still have the New York low has not been traded to, and that's at 17,830. We have a New York high, which is up here at 17,950. So that's pretty much our range between 17,950 and 17,830. Oh, Splash, what's up? Yeah, the only way to get there, we're gonna have to sweep one of these lows. So either the New York low or the New York high, one of those needs to be taken. So we just need to look and see where price may want to go. Let me just check in on the other indices as well. It's a dollar and see where that's going. Yeah, well, the dollar is pushing lower, so it is getting close to the lows that were created. Let's see, at around 1 o'clock this morning, so around even the candle before that, or during midnight. So the midnight level is how low the dollar is traded to during lunch. We'll see if it wants to keep going lower than that. It's inside of a bullish fair value gap right now on the hourly time frame, so it still could push back up. But if we do continue to see negative values, then we would look for the inverse to happen on the indices. So then that would lean more towards a low being swept somewhere, some liquidity, and then a push towards these higher prices. As far as market structure is concerned, on the 5 minute, we are bearish based on this morning's push down. And so to get back bullish, we would need to take out the New York high, and we need to close there on the 5-minute. At this stage, it would be an accomplishment. We have relative equal highs, but we have the consequent encroachment of the bearish breaker at the 8:30 open. And so you're right, that would be an accomplishment. We're nearby, so we're not too far away. So I would like to see, especially with this candle and these wicks, these down wicks, I would like to see there be a push now and see if we can't get to the midnight. And then, of course, from there, we can see if the 8:30 open to fall next. We're going to trade down to consequent encroachment of the order block here. Here at 11:45. Maybe that's just what price needed to then start to seek higher values. Get a. Yes, I did take a. Yeah, we took a break from 12 to 1300, and now we're back. Yeah, I know. I still have a little bit of coffee left from earlier. All right, not a whole lot to talk about right here. We're still kind of sitting in the same range. I thought we may get something with this candle. I'm trading down into the order block here, and then we got a nice push on the next candle, which was a move in the right direction. And now it looks like we're rejecting just below the midnight open. So we still have some more time. Sometimes when price is stuck like this around 130 is when we'll see a move. And so we have about another 10 minutes to wait. Mhm. I wouldn't say it's a no trade day. Maybe as of right now, yeah. But this morning, there was a bunch of people who caught this move here down at the opening bell. So that was quite a move. And then we had enough people also catch the move up from here out of the breaker. So we had a couple good moves this morning, and it just by around 10:30, those moves are over, and we've just kind of been consolidating since then. But there were two really nice setups this morning, so not necessarily a no trade day. I will say though, as far as the candle bodies are concerned, we do have a consolidation going on the 1 hour. So yeah, if you're looking for price to break out and to make these 200 and 200 point runs or something, then yes, we haven't had those today thus far, and we may not get one today. It may wait until tomorrow when there's high impact news. We took a look at the calendar this morning, and there's a high impact news event every day, multiple every day, with the exception of Thursday. So it could be that's when price will ease up a bit, and we'll start seeing those longer runs. Oh yeah, when it dropped 403 in 2 seconds. Yep, and then it did it again on Thursday, but I think it bought at 4 o'clock. It did 1 or 200 points in a couple seconds. So you caught some to move up today. Oh, awesome, Richard. Awesome. Yeah, that was the trade I caught too. Because on the move down here, and I know some people was able to catch it, but just looking at the breaker really didn't form. The only breaker I found for this move down at 9:30 was on the 5 second, and that's such a low time frame. I would have never caught that. But on the move back up, this move here, this was a traditional breaker setup, which worked out well. Right, and that may be all we get today, right? And so you just got to be content with enough. There were some others who took shorts from here. I took the long up, but there were some who took a short from here, and they were in for quite some time, but it was able to break down just before lunch, tapping into the consequent encroachment of the breaker here, and that was an even larger trade than what I took. So that was from 909 down to about 850. So they got 50 to 60 points depending on where they entered and where they took profit. But so far, yeah, 50 points has been kind of that threshold. So if you generally take trades that are longer than that, then you are probably disappointed. Yep. Hey, there we are. I was looking at something else or explaining something else, and here we are getting really close to 8:30. Let's see if we can push through that. All right, so this is the third time visiting this bearish breaker. So we had one visit here, traded down 50, 60 points. Second visit, much more shallow, only about a 25 pointer maybe. And now it's our third visit. We'll see if we break through and can push up higher to the New York high. It's 1:30 now, so let me go ahead and mark up our lunch low. Okay, so our lunch high will be wherever this candle closes, the candle that we're currently using. So I would expect the lunch high to be taken really quickly. So as soon as the next candle opens in about 5 minutes or 4 minutes, it'll probably just sweep right in and take whatever the high is from this candle that we're in. I'm not sure, Ray. I haven't heard anyone say they caught it yet. I saw this right here as potentially being where the long could start at, but I didn't take the entry. In fact, I didn't even look to see if there was a breaker on the lower time frame or anything. It's an encroachment of a 5 minute breaker. So let me guess you here. Okay. Yep, I completely didn't see this breaker here. I was a few minutes getting late getting the session started, but yeah, we when I first jumped on, we were right here. But yeah, I didn't notice this, Ray. Right, I think I can now go in. Okay, but like I said, and as soon as the last candle finished, the next candle would take the high, would sweep the high because that would have been the lunch high at the close of 130. And the first thing the next candle did was sweep that high and then start trading down to the 830 open. So now price may resume its bullish momentum and trade to to a higher location up to close to the New York high. But I did know it was going to sweep the lunch high, and we still have a lunch low down at 17,873, which is where Ray was saying was the entry. This was the entry for the new breaker that was created and confirmed during lunch. DJ VIP, what's up? Queen's back, what's up? He was live, he was busy. DJ VIP, do I know you? Have we met before? Yep. Right, so we have the bearish fair value gap just above us. The last time price was there was the opening bell at 9:30, and that's what sent price lower by about 110 points. And so we're getting really close to testing that area once again. It's about 15 points away, and we'll see once we get there if price is rejecting it again. Not only do we have the New York high there, but we also have at that same location. I know it looks different here, but these are the same values. So we also have the 5-minute protected high. Trading above and closing above that value would give us a bullish market structure again. And so then it will be a little easier to look for higher prices, even though we'll be inside of a bearish fair value gap. All right, up above, these are some of the levels that we have. So we have consequent encroachment of the fair value gap way up at 18,000. We have the April 16th high. We have the April 17th high. We have what was the 2021 all-time high before that was broken in December. And then it just got broken several times afterwards, but we traded below it. And so now I left it on there just in case we trade back to it to see how price reacts to it. And then we have this morning's New York high. So several levels up above us. So already reached equilibrium there. So we had a sweep here, a sweep there as well. I don't want to get rid of the breaker just yet. All right, I'll leave it right here. All right, let's while we're waiting, let's take a look and see how the other indices are trading. Just to make sure we're all aligned. And we don't have new SMTs or anything going on. All right, on the far left, we're looking at the dollar. This is the area I was telling you that it traded during the last hour. It traded lower, almost sweeping the lows of midnight and 1 a.m. It didn't quite get there, but it did retrace before the hour ended, and now we see that it's trading up here. However, you can see how small the range is this hour. It's been 45 minutes, and the candle is just this size. Right? So it has opposing forces. It's in the process of creating a bearish fair value gap. It has a lot of bearish fair value gaps above it as a bullish one that it's currently inside of. And because of the last hourly candle, it's creating a new one. So we'll see when this hour finishes in 15 minutes what the next hour brings. Now, it could be that price stops wherever it is. There's a fair value gap created. Next hour trades into it and then lower. And then that would support on the indices for us to finally get up and start taking some highs. But we'll have to wait first for this fair value gap to be created. So we have to wait for the hour to close and then wait into next hour for that to play out. Looking at the others, at the indices, looks like they are looking like they want to challenge the opening bell highs. That would be good. But again, we still have another 15 minutes to finish on this candle. And then we'll see what we get going with in the next hour. Yep. But let's keep in mind that there wasn't any high impact news today. And we do have, at least on Nasdaq, we have a massive bearish fair value gap above us. So that will give us a little room to trade into, but not necessarily completely run away. Yep. Right. All right. So far as the session highs and lows, we've only taken the lunch high. Lunch low is still open. New York high, New York low is still open. Yep. And you got a macro coming in about 2 minutes. So that may actually get us a push up to the New York high. In fact, I'm going to shift down to 1 minute and we'll watch it from there. Okay, so that's tomorrow. PayPal, Amazon, AMD. Okay. Which day is Apple on? Where rates and FOMC on Wednesday? Yep. Um, it only give you the 20% discount if you have not used Topstep before. If you used it before, then it won't apply it. It's only for brand new Topstep users. Let me throw that back up. It was after session Thursday. Okay, excellent. Earnings Whisperer. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, I think that was the website I had looked at. Oh no, it was the earnings heat maps. Yep. Okay. Appreciate that, Ray. Here you go. I see it now. Hey, Queen, TJ threw it in the Discord. He threw it in the Discord on Friday, I think. Oh, TJ put in a list of all the companies that are announcing their results this week. There's a graphic for each day, before market and after close, who's announcing. This is what he posted. So this week. You can see before the open, these companies are announcing. After close today, these companies are announcing. You just follow through the week. So you can find this graphic in the Discord, in the general section. Right, we saw a break below these lows. Now let's see if we can reclaim these highs and get price to push higher. Otherwise, we possibly have a breaker here to the downside. I'm not saying take this short. I'm just showing where there's a potential breaker. Oh, you took the screenshot. Okay, Queen. Got it. All right, we just had a big push back down to the midnight open and just below, back to a new day opening gap of last week, down to 17,896. We just had a push down from 920, so it was a good 25-point push in just a couple candles here. Okay, I think I missed the fact that this confirmed just before the macro at 149. So when this candle closed, then it was 150. The macro started. And yeah, I missed that one completely. Caught it late. But now let's see if the midnight open can provide support. Like that could be what happened. You know, it finally traded above it, and then it's going to come back down and trade back down to these levels. Consequent encroachment exactly to the tick. Silver bullets. Let's look and see if we have any. We do have a fair value gap right here. 902. So we're looking at basically 880 as the TP. It's almost a 1 to 3 trade almost. See if it works out. Or if price bounces from here up into this fair value gap. Trade and trade. Good afternoon. What's up? Oh, J Stores, appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, Queen. This is kind of that range for me where I just watch price. Not that there isn't a range to trade, but it's it's not something I'm just eager to jump into. You're right, Queen. It does. Looks like sweeping this low, then retrace back into the range, trading down, get some sort of retracement, and then a final push lower, hitting lunch low to be complete to complete out the market maker sell model. 873, just below the silver bullet conclusion, which, by the way, just gave another entry on the last candle. Mm-hmm. Any links or content? That's weird. Richard, I think it may start off on the far left. Do you see some icons? On the very far left of the screen, do you see some icons? And then you see one that has my picture in black and white that says my server, OP Capital server. Takes you to a page that does not have any links or content. Let me get back in there and see. All right, Richard, let me quickly hit this. All right, Richard. So when you hit the link, it should take you to this page. And then there's join the Discord server right here. You need to hit this link right here. Hopefully you see this. When you click this link here in purple, it'll take you to the Discord. Or it should take you to the Discord. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, it's weird that you don't have any links. There should be links to on that page. There should be little cluster, little groups. And when you click on it, it should take you where you need to go. Hmm. All right, let me see if I can help you on the Discord. Hmm. Okay, got it. I'll let me try to fix you up. All right, everyone. To close out the macro, it gave one more entry into what I believe is going to be our silver bullet. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yep. So, Richard, when you're in the general, so you see all the different, I guess, folders or whatever, go into the general folder and scroll up to April 26th, and you'll see King Rary's um, put in that graphic so you can see all the companies that'll be announcing their results this week. Silver bullet, you should be targeting 20 points. Unless you have unless you have another target that you really want to go for. Like for instance, if you really want the lunch low, you could target the lunch low, but you should be looking for 20 points is what ICT says. All right, so it looks like price is not ready to sell off just yet, or at least looks like it's rebounding a bit. So see if we can't get price to continue to push lower. We don't want it to see it break above the bullet here. So be careful if you're in the trade already. Because on the 1 minute we did have a fair value got up above that price hadn't traded into yet. So we just took it off of the lower fair value gap. Whoops. Get rid of this. right? This lower fair value gap here is the one we took the entry for, or the one that I pointed out as the silver bullet, bypassing this one above. So if you're already in a position, just keep that in mind. Okay. That was a strong push in the first 20 seconds of this candle. Another tap, one tick. Let's go back to the 5-minute here. Consequent encroachment. Yep. Yeah, Quinn, you're right. There hasn't been any major moves. We've just kind of been ranging since midnight, really. About 100 and 120 point range. But, but yeah, that's what we get a lot of times when there's no high impact news on that day. So there's still trades to be made. It's just your trades are generally more in the 40 to 50 point range as opposed to the 150 point range. Yeah, Shark, I'm looking at this as potentially being a 1 minute silver bullet entry. But if not, there is another fair value gap just above here. Now, if we look on the 5 minute, the entire range is a fair value gap. So, so it could be that it wants to go a little bit higher before pushing lower. But this was the first one that presented itself. It gave about 10 points, and right now it's stalling. It's moving slow. And on the 1 minute, it really looks like it's consolidating. Right at that midnight open. We're looking for a 20-point TP, which takes us down here back into the bullish breaker below. FedEx just dropped off my e-bike. Oh, okay. 2 months. Wow. Yeah, it should be fun. $9.45 candle. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like okay, I see what it is. Yep. So we grabbed this at 9 and on the 1 minute, and you said earlier off of the 1 minute. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, Queen, I wonder if on the 5 minute, so obviously on the 1 minute, we found a breaker. On the 5 minute, we're saying you said this was an institutional swing point. So on the 5 minute, what probably is what validated the same area is this candle coming down was finally overtaken by this group of candles. So we have a change in state of delivery, which then traded back down. And there wasn't a fair value gap or anything to trade into, but it just traded into consequent encroachment of this. Right. So you essentially have an order block pushing down, which then sent price up. And that's just me speculating it off of, a couple of minutes of looking at it. So it might not be 100% accurate, but first glance, that's what I'm thinking probably happened on the 5 minute frame, which allows the same uh, breaker block setup to work. All right, so silver bullet still in the game. About 25 minutes later, it's still trying to get down there. Let's see how far has it made it. It's made it down to 884 with an entry at 902. So it's giving you 18 of the 20 points. Let's see if you can get a little further down to 82, 882. Yeah, this is 22 and a half points. Just raise it up to 20. There it is. It's given 19 and 3/4 so far. All right. Will this candle push? We got another 10 seconds. I'm watching the 1 minute as well. Maybe it'll be the following candle. We'll push down and finally take the level and deliver the 20 points. There it is. All right. So as long as you didn't get scared out of your trade when price retraced back up on these first couple candles, then you were able to reap the benefits of the silver bullet. Down to the lunch low. There it is. So who is that who asked for, what's the target? Oh, Miss Goody. Yep. So it could have been 20 points or the lunch low, and it all happened at the same time, depending on what you were looking for. The lunch low would have given you about another 9 points. So a total of 29 or so. Let me stretch this down and see. 28 and 3/4. All right, we'll take this off the screen. Oh, okay. You took it on the micro. Okay. Awesome, Mike. Good job. All right, JR. Caught 30 points ish. Well, you caught the whole move then. Oh, you got it? F twin. Excellent. Good job. Consequent encroaching of a new week opening gap at 851. And let's drop the lunch low. We still have the lunch high as well as the New York high up there. I'm sorry, not the lunch high. We have the New York high and the New York low. Both lunch high and low are both been taken. So we're not worried about the lunchtime range. It's still the same range as we've been in today, the 120 point New York range. Right, we're now back at the new week opening gap, this lime green area. There's a bullish fair value gap on the 1 hour in the center here. It's a little bit darker. It's hard to see, but it's there. It's right there now. Let me go ahead and highlight that hour fair value gap just in case you can't see it. Oops. Here it is. These as well. These are on the 1 minute, so we don't need them. Yep. Oh yeah, there's plenty down here. All right, so we have the New York low at 8:30. We have the lunch low at 8:26. Let's see, what else do we have? There's a new day opening gap there. There is a fair value gap on the hourly bullish down here from 8:14 to 8:03. So we have a midpoint mark there as well that price could trade to. We have another fair value gap, a much larger one here. So we have a New York low from an older session, probably sometime 2 weeks ago. You're still in it. All right. All green. Wow, shark. Nice. Oh, you went and got 20 at a time. Look at that. But I think it's smart that you're trading them 5 at a time. Therefore, if something goes wrong, you don't have the same result for all 20. Sorely, sorely. Why would you say you should short? Yeah, I don't know why you're saying you should short. I don't understand. In fact, the trade for the short is coming to a conclusion. Oh, Molly. Yeah. Okay, I moved all the markings. I'm trying to think where'd you guys even enter from? I don't even remember anymore. Okay, 902. That's where they entered from. All right, so you're still up 50 points roughly. So this is the fair value gap still on the 1 hour that it's sitting at right now. The New York low is below, so I'm assuming you're probably waiting on the New York low at 830. Now, what could happen, Molly, is we have the macro coming, so that could be one of the targets during the macros to push lower and take out the New York and the lunch low. But that would cause you to wait another 12 minutes. Oh, it depends on where'd you get in at. If you got in at the silver bullet, then yeah, you've been in for about 40 minutes now. But if you got in before that, somewhere up here, like maybe at this breaker that I missed, um, if that's the case, then yeah, you've been in for an hour. But you managed to be up about 70, 75 points. Okay, Shark. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like how you did that when you said that you had a cluster of five, and then I didn't realize you had 20. And then when you mentioned 20, I kind of put that together. But no, that's a good strategy. I like it. Yeah, Mike. Shark Trends seem to also have diamond hands. No, were you talking about right here? Shark, if you're talking about this, no, this is a 1 hour fair value gap. It's just hard to see because the new week opening gap is lime green. So I just highlighted and made a new one just to make sure that you can see there's a 1 hour FEG. Let me clean that up. Didn't mean to. Oh, I see. You're talking about this. Oh, yeah. I tend not to follow up on fair value gaps on the lower time frame because you're just drawing them and taking them off and drawing them and taking them off. So I tend not to follow the fair value gaps that I see. Unless I'm using it for an entry, like I'm looking for a silver bullet, then I'll mark up a fair value gap. Or I'm in an entry and I want to see it go lower, then I'll mark this up just to make sure I see it, touch it, and then fall. All right, Darren. Okay, let's see if price falls from here. Completely invalidated this fair value gap that was just created. All right, just a handful of minutes before the next macro begins. We're looking to see now whether it already invalidated a bearish fair value gap. Let's see now if it creates a bullish one. So that means no retracement on this candle. Yeah, it looks like the New York in lunch low may stay intact. All right, let's drop down to the 1 minute since we do have the macro coming. Nope, the New York range is still the range we're trading in today. So that high and that low is still intact. New York low, New York high. Equilibrium is 17,889, and we're pretty close to that. In fact, equilibrium is the top of this most recent breaker used, one that was created right after lunch or during lunch and confirmed right after lunch. That's equilibrium. All right, this looks like a bullish candle, or look like there's going to be some bullish momentum following. Okay, maybe it was a fake out. All right, in 5 minutes, power hour begins, and that last hour of trading hopefully will bring us some type of easing of price. Right now, it's staying inside of the range that it's been in, and even when it does make a slight expansion, it doesn't run to the targets that we typically expect. So maybe the power hour will give us that. I was looking to see if this low is going to be broken to at least give us some confirmation that price was going to continue to seek lower values. That didn't happen, and now we see a retest of the upper range. I'm surprised price hadn't fallen. I really did expect that New York low to go. I'll take it. Man, I'm not in a trade, but I was waiting for it to fall, and this is right where I thought it would fall. So on the 5 minute, when I drew that line, it was only thing it was consequent encroachment of that line that I had up there. It was this candle. It was consequent encroachment. I expected for price to trade to it, fail, and drop. And it just took some time. All right, it's back at that 1 hour bullish fair value gap before that continued to reject price over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections over on this side. It just pushed down 50 points in a minute and a half. Actually, less than a minute and a half, maybe a minute and 15 seconds. Nope, no news, not that I'm aware of. Nope, there are no high or medium impact news events today. But that was a great start to Power Hour. I can't imagine anyone held for this 50-point retracement from these lows over here at 230. If someone did hold, then yeah, they should teach a class on discipline and how to hold trades. Oh, you did, Ron? Wow. All right, like I say, somebody should teach a class on discipline and how to hold on to trades for the long haul. 227 3-minute fair value gap, silver bullet. Above the VWAP. Okay. All right, Giorgio. Rejected. Okay. Here comes that volume imbalance I was telling you all about. Okay. It's about risk management and preservation. Yep. 17773, Karan Jones. All right. Let's look at those levels so we can get rid of the New York low, get rid of the lunch low. Back up. I don't even remember what this level was. Okay, so it's leg down. This is the 50% mark at 807 from a breaker on Friday morning at 11 o'clock. All right, so everything below us is trading back into Friday's price action. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so that level has been taken. We did trade below the fair value gap. However, now we're trading above it. Let me get back to the 1 minute since we're still in the macro. Oh, damn, Molly, you stayed in that even with a 50-point retracement? All right, okay. QRA, which is a borrowing estimate, and it was higher than expected number. Okay, trackologist, appreciate it. uh, well, Molly, at least now you have that example stuck in your head of when you held and how it paid you and delivered what you expected. All right, looking for a new low, it looks like, and there it is. All right, so only hourly. If we go from the 9 o'clock candle on Friday till the high from this morning, the New York high, we've now just reached 70% retracement. So anyone looking at OTE on the hourly, we're right at 70%. At 17,793. All right, Miss Goody, way to go. Miss Goody, did you take the silver bullet earlier at 9:02, right up here at the midnight open? You know what? I'm going to remove the new week opening gap, the lime green area. We just have to remember that it's there, but I'm going to remove it for now. Make it a little cleaner. All right, Giorgio, be careful. Glad you're able to turn things around there. All right, Splash. Catch you tomorrow. Take care. Right, let's move this out of the way. Right, here is a 30-second breaker here on top of a bullish fair value gap. So do with it what you will. Let's see, same thing on a 1 minute. Okay, looks like it's more of a 30-second, 1 minute, possibly 2 minute. That's where it formed. Just before the macro, 3:09 and 30 seconds. It tapped in. And the macro expired. and it's already out. Let's go down. Let's look at the 15-second maybe. Hmm. All right. Go back to watching this on the 5-minute. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, Queen. I think we're looking at the same. So we both seen it from the 5-second up to the 2-minute, and then it kind of drops off there. Your setup and why you held. Okay, Molly. I will check that out. Thanks for sharing with the rest of us. All right, everyone. If you are enjoying the stream so far, we have another hour remaining before our stream is over. If you could hit the like button, that would help YouTube send out the invitation to more traders, and at least let them know that we're trading live, just in case they want to join. All right, so it looked like a couple candles ago just came back and touched this area at 17,823 and 3/4, right up to the tick. Not really a lot of digging into the breaker, but it came right up and touched it. Now we'll see if this fair value gap above can be reclaimed before the hour is up. Otherwise, it'll be invalidated. Good job, Molly. Way to put it all together. Hmm. Giorgio, I'm going to refrain from adding music to the stream. Just, just not something that I want to do. I'm sorry that sometimes it seems that I'm frozen just because I'm not speaking, and I may just be looking at the screen without moving much. But hopefully you understand. All right, let's see how far has this pushed up. Has it gotten 30 points yet? 823. Okay, yeah, it has gotten 30 points already. All right, so go back to the 5 minute. Yeah, I had my first trial into micros this weekend when I was back testing. I back tested with micros, and so far, I would say early indication is that micros are probably a little better to trade with, as long as you can get not unlimited, but as long as you can get a good amount of contracts that you can put on. If you get restricted to 4 or 5 contracts, then on micros it can be a pain in the behind sometimes. But yeah, I actually enjoyed trading micros. Although in my live account, I still haven't flipped the switch. I'm still doing minis, and in most cases, I go in with one contract. I'm going to venture to say it's a reversal, just because of what's happening on the hourly. The hourly tapped into 71% retracement, and then immediately start buying up from there. It's now above equilibrium into premium pricing. Um, so I mean, anything is possible, but I would lean on the more bullish side. But then again, it is the hourly. So by the time this candle closes, our session will be over. So maybe it's the future where things flip bullish. Apex has 100 micros. See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So if you can get that level of micros, then yeah, I had a really good time trading micros during my back testing session, because there were several occasions where I was in with somewhere between like 10 and 14 contracts. Most of the time, it ended up being somewhere between like 6 and 8, because I would take an initial 3, and then if I retrace it a little deeper into the breaker, then I would take 2 more, and just kind of did it that way. And if in a couple cases, I ended up with between, like I said, between 10 and 14. But for the most part, it was between 6 and 8, and really didn't matter. The trades were working out, and the returns on that level of micros was still satisfactory. I mean, it was still really good. Like, you can have a nice trade with 8 micros, and right, instead of getting $800, you end up getting 680 or something like that. But I really like being able to scale in, as opposed to having to say, all right, I got one contract, I have one entry I can make. Where will I get it? You want to sweep lows again? Okay. All right, let me go ahead and mark that up so we can see if that happens. 791. Let's go to 15 and see what else might be over here. All right, so we could get consequent encroachment of that wick. Wouldn't it be funny if we got right back up to here by the end of the session? 886 or maybe up here at 925. Yeah, that's true. Last week, when companies had their news being announced after the session, we saw price react in between 4 o'clock and 4:05. Is when we saw the big price reactions. So you want to be careful when you get around 3:55 to 4 o'clock. And if you're going to take an entry at 4 o'clock, you definitely want to make sure you're on sides, because the quickness of the move, even with a stop loss, it'll still close your trade 20, 30 points um, past wherever your stop is. Hey, Mike, so are the commissions the same price for even a mini? Less per contract? Okay. But still, I guess a decent amount, because sometimes you can end up with 10, 15 contracts, or 20 or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I know on the minis, I think it's $2.30 per entry, so $4.60 per full turn. That's true. That's true, Mike. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're not getting like 5 point victories all the time if you're going to have that many contracts. I see what you're saying. Right, we're seeing if this fair value gap would hold price, but first price needs to trade above and close. Sweet entry, right? Could have been. Let's go down to the 5 minute. We was on the 15 for a little bit. Let's see what's happening in this cluster here at the fair value gap. We'll go down to the 1 minute. All right, there's your breaker there. Let's see. All right, let's see where we end up in the next 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes of trading remaining in this hour. Plus, we have 4 o'clock until 4:10 for those who decide to trade that little small time frame. And let's see if we can get a closure here. Hmm. All right, 30 points is right here. All right, let's see if we can get there. All right, we also got a fair value gap here. So see if that's support for price, and if it breaks through and trades below, then maybe it's not gonna hold, or maybe it's not the unicorn setup that I think it is. But we'll see. About just under 30 minutes before the trading day is over. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Quinn. Macro is coming, so let's see what that brings. I like it when the trade's already kind of in motion, and then the macro just helps it finish up, especially since the macro will be the end of our day. Hate for the trade to just be getting going, but the macro can help speed things up so it can still run in 5 minutes and be done. Yep. So launching point at 856. Let's see if we can get to 886. Yep, right at consequent encroachment. 890. Okay. Sweep a little bit higher and take out this one. All right, I'll go ahead and mark that up as well, Queen, for anyone who wants that as a target there. In fact, I'll take the one less, the one with the highest close. I'll take that one. So 889 3/4. The macro is just a time period where there's a set of instructions that, if you believe in the algorithm, that it runs. And so during the macro time period, which is the last 10 minutes of each hour and the first 10 minutes of the following hour, we look for either a breaker to be confirmed, a breaker to be traded into, or if price is already moving, we look for it to reach conclusion. So the macro just helps things move along when they're stalling and taking their time. But yeah, search. You have to go on YouTube and search for the macro time. Look for a trader named Hydra, Hydra, and that'll help you get up to speed. All right. Macro starts in 30 seconds. There it is. Let's see if this helps things along. Yep, look at that. I was saying midpoint here, so I was looking for it to conclude at 886. Let's see if we get to 30 points. Yep. Darren, you see what happened? The macro started, and look at this impulsive candle. It's the first minute, and it's running towards the target. Yep. But in this case, if you weren't already in the trade, the macro didn't give you an opportunity. In a lot of cases, during the macro is when it retraces into the breaker, and then it comes out. But in this case, It was already in the breaker. It gave one last entry at the minute before the macro. So at 3:49, it gave you one last opportunity if you wanted to get in. All right, so it delivered the 30 points already. Let's see now if Queen can get up to 17,890, the level she's looking for. And be careful also, in about 8-9 minutes, we'll be at 4 o'clock. And so just in case there's any news, I know Ray said there's not any big players being announced today, but just be aware that there may be some funny business after 4 o'clock. All right, so there's the 30 points. So again, it's like when you take an entry on the macro, you can pretty reliably count on 30 handles as a TP. Or at least that's what I found in my back testing. All right, Queen, there's your level. And what was that, Ray? You mentioned something as well. You said that's a 5-minute CISD. You're right back to the scene of the crime. That's exactly what happened, trachologist. It can close just below. All right, RPG, no problem. Glad you were able to get a win out of it. Hopefully you're able to see the setup and it makes sense to you. Uh, Likely, probably, yeah. But remember the drop, what it did is it took out the lunch low as well as the New York low. So it swept those two session lows that had been sitting there all day. And well, the lunch low just been sitting there this afternoon. But we've been looking to take those levels and move back up. So what happened was it traded down and swept those levels, but you have a 1 hour fair value gap that's bullish. That it closed below here on the 1 minute, but it immediately came back in. And this gap is for the hour. So it was still had plenty of time. Like it didn't trade down here until 3 o'clock. So it had an hour to reclaim this level and it immediately reclaimed it with one candle. Traded above, which then I think this is on the 32nd. Yeah, on the 32nd, it created a breaker here. And so that gave an entry at the bottom that took us up to another bullish fair value gap. Created another breaker here, which it then confirmed over at around 340. Waited for the macro to come, and then price went the distance to TP. So whether you got in here and took 30 points from 56 up to 86, or you got in down here and you took even more from 823 up to 86. Or hell, you could have took 823 to 853, got 30 points, saw another breaker created, got in at 856 and took that one for 30 points. And so now you come over, you grab the 5-minute, you got a breaker right here. Then on this bullish move up, we'll see where this candle closes in 3 minutes, but you just may have, and you most likely will have, a fair value gap inside. So you get another unicorn setup. This one's on the 5-minute. The previous ones all were 1 minute, 30 seconds, something low. Now we finally back up to the 5-minute. Actually, this might end up being like this. That's massive. 891 down to 843. Yeah, it's too big. It's 50 points. Let's just stick with this one for now. $12 until trades have to be closed. Molly hit TP. Molly, you're going to have a new career soon. So if you haven't liked the video already, hopefully that last setup was enough to get you to hit the like button. Yeah, see how that was. Yeah, that's when I was talking about when it drove down, it swept the lunch low as well as the New York low. Um, but it held firm inside of a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. So that's why I wasn't looking for price to move lower. If inside of this fair value gap, I saw a bullish breaker form, right? If I didn't see a bullish breaker form and price started to trade lower, then there would have been no entry. But what happened was when you see it drop down here, then you move to a lower time frame. You go to the 1 minute, you go to the 30-second, you look for a bullish breaker. When you find one, you take the long. You move to another fair value gap, a bullish one. We looked on 1 minute and the 30-second, we found a bullish breaker, take the long. Every move is a liquidity move. Every single move, that's what it's doing. It's taking liquidity. It's just which direction is it taking liquidity from? Right now we're going up. We took buy side liquidity here. Everyone who went short and had their stops up here saw price come all the way back and invalidate their trade. People who were short up here just now saw price come all the way back and invalidate their trade. So we're taking liquidity here. Every move that you see price make is liquidity. It's just looking for it. We got the New York high above us at 17,949. If price wants to keep moving, then we're going to grab that next. And remember, up here is also the 5-minute protected high. If we close above, then we have a bullish price action or bullish market structure. And so we'd be looking for after hours to maintain that and keep pushing higher. 4 hour, that down wick, if we continue pushing higher, that's, yeah, we might be really bullish tomorrow or at least after hours. But yeah, Darren, look at these candles during the macro. The candles all of a sudden got much larger than they were before. Even this big fall down is also during the last macro, 250 to 310. All right, I think, yep, it did eclipse that. So the afternoon high is taken. The only thing left is New York. Yep. Nice shark. Crushing it. Way to take the setups that you saw. Good job. WC, I take it you had a good day as well. You had a green day. Ended up in green. All right. So sound like quite a few people. If you finished with a green day, type green in the chat. I want to see how many people finished with a green day. All right, TJ got it. WC definitely Miss Goody. C is healthy. Queen, Shark, Jacks. Look at that. DJ VIP, awesome. Ron Jones, Fish Lips. See Richard Garcia. So hopefully a few more people will throw the name in the chat, but I will give you my observation in just a moment. Psychologist. Oh yeah, 14 days. Okay. Low Rich, MF. Right, Luxo will say, wow. All right, so there was a theme I noticed of people typing in that they're green for the day. Almost everyone who's active in the chat had a green day. The people who are normally active in the chat that you see discussing their idea or asking questions are those people all had green days. Now, I'm sure some others had green days as well, but it seems like those who are more active and more a part of the discussion are the ones who are having the most success in trading. Now, it could be that they also have the most experience, but I would lean to believe that it's the discussions that are happening that's really driving success. Future traders even? Okay, all right. Even is better than negative. Yep. No, I used to follow everything ICT did for a couple years, and then I kind of started to trail off last summer, where it's like, okay, I think I got a good grasp of his concepts and what he's teaching, and now I need more practice, and I need to conquer myself. It's can I execute what he teaches? I didn't need to learn more lessons from him, so but I spent 2 years following everything he did, watching every video multiple times, taking notes, the whole nine. So I have my fill of ICT. Yep. Traded the last 20 minutes. Oh, future trade. You only trade the last 20 minutes and you broke even. Okay, got it. Macros are definitely a great time to trade. What I found that pairing the macro time with a breaker setup seems to be high probability. So for me, that's how I like to do it. I will take a breaker setup outside of the macro time, but I prefer to take that entry during the macro. Yep. Oh, you said macros at the end of the day. Okay, so Miss Goody likes the 350 to 410. Okay, well, I guess you can show up like 30 minutes before and just kind of reacclimate yourself with the market and get ready to take your entry after 345. Yeah, Miss Goody, look at Hydra. He's a trader on YouTube, and he talks a lot about pairing the macro with a breaker entry. Yep. All right, B Joe. Good job. Oh, you're only on week 3. Okay, well, just stay in there. There's a lot of little nuances to learn, but hang in there. It'll be rewarding. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So whenever something comes up that you need to know, or you didn't understand something that someone typed or something I said, make sure you ask that question. Let's keep your journey moving as quickly as possible so you can get to the point to where you're green more days than not. All right. So it looks like price kind of lost its steam after sweeping the high from 145. That 145 high at 17,931. And it seems to be the high of this afternoon session. And boom, there it is. 410 prop firms have closed their trading books. Everyone's trade should be closed unless you're trading private funds. And unless there are more questions, that really does it for afternoon session. I want to thank you all for being here again. Make sure on your way out that you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you found reason to do so today. So make sure you subscribe on your way out. And I'll hang around for another minute and see if there's another question. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 9:15. Molly, don't spend all that. Don't spend all your winnings in one place. All right, WC, Simon, J Stores, Queen. Thank you everyone for hanging on to the end. Like we're at the very, very end, and we got over 90 people in the room. Appreciate you, Shark, as usual. The OG, Dark Clouds. Welcome to the channel. Almost 2007. Welcome to the channel. JR. Catch you next time. Giorgio. All right, I think that's it. So again, thank you all for being here. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning, 9:15. Take care.